Welcome to Vehicle Deal Planner. I'm DeAngel. Today we're going to talk about a common question that I do come across, which is looking for a new vehicle. A lot of times people feel like they may not be able to get a high quality vehicle due to their credit situation. The best thing you can do oftentimes, if your credit is less than perfect or bad, is purchase a new vehicle. This will help with a warranty and reliability, and these will help to kind of stabilize your opportunity to help pay the vehicle off. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy when someone has to go to a questionable type lot, overpay for a vehicle well above its book value, put all of their savings down, pay every week or every 2 weeks, and a car doesn't have to go through a process to be repossessed. So if you're behind a week and they take it, they put a repossession on your thing, even if you get the car back a few days later, or they can extort a lot of money, and next thing you know, you got a repossession and it looks bad and you're juggling to get back into the credit system for a car you had fixed, that you had to pay every week on, that wasn't worth it, that you paid more per month, that was twice the value of what it was worth. So a lot of people don't realize, their credit is flourishing because they bought a decent car, made on-time payments and everything else, and see other people who are stuck in this alternate world. It's a whole reality over here of pawn shops and payday loans with 1,200% interest and car loans with 25% interest on cars that won't stand up and that people have to pay every week. So a lot of people don't understand how you get in those situations. But I'm here to tell you that an option, oftentimes, if your credit is bad or less than perfect, especially not to do with vehicles, you probably have a very strong chance, because your credit score is not something you can see. You can't see it on Credit Karma. You can't see it on any of these services. It is not a public-facing number. No one can see their own credit. Now, you can request it and they'll send you a letter of what your current score is and things like that, but that is pretty much the only way to see your score. And even then, there's a dozen or more scores, FICO 3, 8, 6, whatever, and each company that you go to or each lender that they submit you to may look at a different bureau. One might look at Experian, one may look at TransUnion, a lot may look at Equifax. And then they may have their own internal proprietary system for calculating the score. So there's no way to go to a dealership or anywhere and know what you're submitting to them that they're going to look at. I mean, they're going to look at your situation, you'll know that. But the score that they come up with, you don't know how they come about it. The credit system is deliberately opaque, one, to keep people from gaming it, but also to game people. It is a way to allow lenders to charge as much in interest. And if you can leave house with a 625 on your Credit Karma and you get there and they tell you it's 545, they put you in a different interest rate bracket. So that's a little inside baseball, behind the curtain, things that you can research in more detail on your own if you like, but that is the kind of leads into the point that I'm making, that sometimes, even if it's a car you don't care for, conquer the initial beast. Take that low price, efficient, under warranty, new car. Build your credit, save up your money, make a payment and a half every payment. Get a payment less than what you were hoping for, ideally. And take that opportunity to straighten out and flatten your situation, get more time on your job, get some more money aside, make on-time or better than on-time payments. As a matter of fact, keep some money aside. Instead of finishing up the down payment, keep maybe about a payment's worth of payment in your pocket. You have to pay insurance and everything else, but if you have $1,500, give them $1,200. Say, for example, if your payment's going to be $300 a month, and before your first payment's due, they're going to tell you got 6 weeks or whatever else it is, and you know that payment is due on the 3rd of March and it's January 30th, pay it February 3rd and stay ahead like that. If you have to fall behind, it will not be 30 days behind until it is 30 days late. So you can have a situation come up and it is due, say 4 or 5 months later, it's due September 3rd. You have until October 2nd to get that in the system so that it does not show as 30 days late. It may show slow pay, it may show something else, and you will have to turn around and immediately make another payment, of course, to get yourself back on track. But it is another way to make sure that you don't just give up and let them put 30 days or 60 days or any of those, because those have a disproportionate impact on your credit. Secondarily, of course, is that if you have to wait on a payment, something comes up or whatever else, call them. 9 out of 10 lenders have a deferral program that you could get a month behind. They will take that month and put it to the end of the program. Now it will kind of jack up your payments. It will kind of jar up your interest. It might erase some of your last couple of payments because they'll compound the interest. They'll bend you over good for doing it. But if you are really just in a situation, you can get stuck. You can miss that 300 and the following month, go ahead and give them 600 and take some of that problem back. And then from there on out, make it your business to round up. If your payment's 280, go ahead and pay 300 a month. If it's 300, pay 320 a month, 325 a month. Just do it. It's going to save you way more than that in the long run. There's a payment calculator online. I think I used a bank rate when I would show people at work of just how a few more dollars each month toward their payment would shave months, years, and thousands of dollars in interest. And the higher your interest is, which is going to be high when you're having difficult credit, the more you're saving. If you got 0.3% interest, then the impact is going to be low. If you're paying 13, 18, 20%, you're saving thousands, sometimes by paying another $20, $25 a month, 6 months, things like that. So you have an opportunity to start off with your first car, your recovery vehicle, or whatever, to go to a new car dealership and get a car there. And whatever car they will work with you on, take it. Take it. And if they tell you, well, you can get out of it a year, that's a lie. Only way you're going to get out of it in a year, because you're just going to be paying interest and it's going to depreciate faster than your payments are going to go. Only way you can get out of it in a year is to calculate it and pay extra during that year to try to keep the equity near the depreciation so that you can have something to trade. And worse than that, of course, is you very likely only can trade a new car for another new car, because you're going to need rebates and incentives or large down payment out of pocket, if you can save that up, to offset the deficiency between what you owe on the car and what it's worth. This is the gap that catches so many customers. What the book says this car is worth on trade and what the bank says they owe for the payoff. That you have to work on. If you have to monitor it every month, because it needs to be as close as possible. Even if you come back the next year and they give you a loan, they're going to take this $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 gap and your down payment and put that on top of the other car. You get the next car and it's $20,000, and they're going to roll this $5,000 from that other loan, and you're going to pay $25,000 and about 15% interest or something crazy, whatever else. You just took a $20,000 car and the whole loan value will be $36,000 by the time you pay it off. So, lesson 1, page 1, start at a new car dealership. 2, be flexible. It's not going to be the dynamo car. Most makers are designed to work you up. They want you to do, Yaris, and then, work your way to the Corolla, then a Camry. People come in the door and want a Camry, you may be able to get one with some down payment or time on your job or a good score, or you're willing to take higher payments, because the worse your credit is, the higher the interest rate, the more of your payment is interest. So when they're advertising a new Altima, a new Camry or something, or on TV, and they're saying, hey, payments as low as $340, and you get there and they're showing you $570, the rest of it is interest. The rest of it is interest. So someone is driving your car around town for half the payment. The loan isn't longer, it may even be shorter, and they still have a lower payment. And that's the sweet spot you're trying to get yourself into. So don't burn yourself thinking that you can't get a brand new car. Your chances are higher with a brand new car, to get a brand new car, than it is a used car somewhere, or even a used car at a new car dealership. They will try to shift you to a new car because it has rebates and incentives that can help with your down payment. And so that can increase and create an equity position in front of the lenders. Also, if you get a brand new car, like I said, the repairs are not your problem. They're going to have a maintenance schedule and everything like that for you to be able to stick to make sure that this car is getting you back and forth to work so that you can make the payments, so you can stay on time, so you can get the hell out of that vehicle, if you want to. You may find the car is not as bad as you thought. It's going to have technology that you didn't expect. And you say, well, but you still tell me to get a new car with bad credit. How do I get approved? Well, these offers that you see a lot of times are from the makers' lenders, Toyota Motor Credit, Ford Motor Credit, whoever it is. But most, all but 99, I would say 99 out of 100 dealerships, new car dealerships, which is what I would constitute as a dealership, has access to second-tier lending. Second-tier lending are lenders that make loans for people with bad credit. So they may go ahead and shoot you off initially to all the big banks, but if they're astute, you can tell them, hey, you see what my score is, don't send me everywhere. And they will send you to the 2 or 3 places that they are very likely to get an approval. So tell them, don't send me 20 places. Your finance manager needs to know 2 or 3 places that he has a relationship with, or that because of my credit situation should know to send it to. Do not send it to everywhere else. And the reason you want them to not send it to everywhere else is because you're going to get a dozen inquiries while you're looking, at least. And you want to make sure that you tell them, if they do 2 here, then the next place may not have the same second-tier lenders. There's a bunch of them. So they may not be able to get it financed because they use this guy and this guy. The next place you go to may use this guy and this guy. They still are their bad credit banks. Okay, so just because you didn't get it done at Honda doesn't mean you can't get it done at Subaru. It's very likely that you can go from place to place and have an opportunity. Second, also another issue is the relationship with the finance guy. If there's a bunch of customers or whatever else, and you got an account that he needs to work on, and there's 2 or 3 people getting approved, he may not try as hard on yours. She may not try as hard on yours. So you got to kind of get lined up with the right finance manager that's going to have time and going to work your account. And so that's important as well. So just because, even if it's the same make, you could go to one Chevy dealership and there's like, oh, we can't get your finance, this, that, and other, or we can't do it unless it's $7,500 down. That does not mean you can't go to the Chevy dealership over in the next town or across town and they get it done on the car you want. So that's why you tell them, limit where you're sending me. Send me to where I have a chance. And if you can't get it done, I'm going to leave here and try somewhere else. One of the things you want to make sure is you have some money or some access to some money. You may not tell them all about all the money you have initially. If you have $2,000, see if they'll get it done with $1,000. So you can take care of any ancillary costs or things that they throw in or up the payment or whatever else. If you're trading a car, do it close to the payment, maybe 2 weeks on average, to give them time to where you can use the money that you were going to make the payment on. Say again, your payment's on the 3rd, shop for a car on the 25th of the month that you're in. And if something goes through, then you can pay forward that money that you're going to make for that payment. So that can add to your down payment, or that can help you switch your insurance, maybe make some money. Or you can just save it and use that money as your first payment on your new vehicle, or towards your new vehicle if the payment does go up. I hope all these tips give you some food for thought, because you can take each one of these points and examine them or discuss them with your sales professional. If you want a lot of the heavy lifting done, of course, you can reach out to us here at Vehicle Deal Planner, where we're pretty sure we're going to save you at least $1,000 on your next car deal. Give us a call. It's nationwide. I think might even be able to do it internationally. I don't know if there's anything to stop me. So again, I'm DeAngel. It's Vehicle Deal Planner. Find us on Facebook. Have a great day.